Hello, lovely geometry students. Welcome to lesson 1.14 on symmetry. Today, our learning target is I can describe the reflection that takes a figure onto itself. So, what does that mean? Remember our PBL on Young Kings and Queens of New York? A lot of you had yourself sitting on a throne. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Wait, that's not symmetrical. But some piece, like the crown or the way that you're sitting, might be symmetrical. So if I make a perpendicular bisector right through the middle, the crown will take it, map onto itself. So it'll fold into itself. That's what symmetry is. Today, we're going to work on our competency skill, justify, and make sure you include vocab from the green word wall in the front of the classroom. Take out your colorful reference sheet. If you're in Tetra, your sheet is green. And make sure you use the sentence starters to describe the transformations. Pause this video, do the do now, and play once you're ready to review. All right. Here is a segment AB. If you translate the segment up 5 units, then down 5 units, it looks the same as it did originally. So I'm just going to model to visualize. So 5 units up, 5 units down. There's no coordinate grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be A prime, B prime. And it'll be right here. Just a little sketcheroo. And if I then went back down, it would be exactly where it was. So it's like if you walk up 5 blocks and back down 5 blocks, you're in the same spot. 1. What other rigid transformation create an image that fits exactly over the original segment? So let's see. What are the rigid transformations that we know? We know reflection, rotation, transformation, and make sure you memorize these words. The synonyms are flip, spin, and slide. All right. The one that catches my mind, my visual imagination, is rotation. So you could grab tracing paper in the front if you need, and let's choose a point. Let's do B. We could rotate around using my sentence starters, point B. And I'm going to go 360 degrees. So I spin it, do it 180, it's going to be over here. And then if I do another 180 that adds up to 360, I'm going to end up back where I started. Get rid of that. Okay, rotate around point B, 360 degrees. And you could go clockwise, counterclockwise, but I'm going to include it anyways to make a good habit. Let's go clockwise. You can also say CW. Make sure you have those underlined blanks filled in. 2, are there any single, oh wait, there's transformations we did for number 1. There's no reflection. Because if this is a line of reflection and I flip it, that synonym? Sketch. A prime would be end up there. So it wouldn't look exactly the same or take the figure onto itself. I'm just rereading to make sure I answered everything for number 1 before I move on. Okay, number 2. You might have a different answer. That's fine. These are some examples. Number 2, are there any single rigid motions that do the same thing? Is there any one reflection, rotation, transformation that does the same thing? Yes. It's a weird question. Check the key if you want more answers. All right, so this is a whole group activity, but in the center, you should see purple sheets, and there's going to be different shapes like pentagon, wow, triangle, not perfect, just a sketch, circle, and you need to check off all these boxes. Name the shape, define it, like how many sides or angles. I like angles because polygon means multi-angled, not multi-side, but they're related, which is interesting. I digress. Drawings of each line of symmetry, you could use dotted lines, use a straight edge, description in words of each line of symmetry, and one non-example. If you understand what something is and what it is not, the non-example can shed light on what something actually is. Duality. A description and drawing a reflection, not over a line of symmetry. Okay? Let me not get too deep. All right. Number 2, example 2. Every time it says an example, you take the notes. Kieran thinks both diagonals of a kite are lines of symmetry. So usually the prompt just describes the image, and I'm gonna just sketch the kite right here. Please do the same using the straight edge. It's like a diamond. Diamond in the sky? Rihanna needs her own kite brand? All right. Diagonals are from one opposite corner or vertex to the other. Vertex, just a fancy word for corner. Tyler thinks only one diagonal is a line of symmetry. Who is correct? Explain how you know. Hi, Aiden. All right. Which way you have to pack up your kite? You go on a trip to Barbados to see Riri. And you need to fold it up so all the endpoints map exactly. So how can you fold it? You could fold it this way. Mer. Can't get creases on my kite prototype. All right. Because if I fold it the other way, this point A would be up here. It wouldn't map onto the other end because this distance is a different length. So I'm going to go ahead and name my quadrilateral A, B, C, D, fancy word for kite. Got rid of that other line. A, B, C, D. And that's just going to help me in my justification. So I'm going to reread. Tyler thinks only one diagonal is a line of symmetry. He is correct. So who is correct? Oh, wait. Kieran thinks there's both. Tyler thinks there's one. So Tyler is correct because only when you fold reflects across line CA, notation practice, will C and A stay the same and B maps would map onto D. You could also add, if you fold across the other diagonal BD, A would not map onto C. All right. So for each figure, identify any lines of symmetry the figure has. Try the checkpoints 1 through 2 and make sure you got a stampo before you move on. Have a great day.